I think from 20 to 24 was the era of Michael Saylor, defined that epoch of Bitcoin with his big buys of Bitcoin. And now we're entering into a new era, the Larry Finks of the world. And I'm looking over there at the Mid East at Saudi Aramco, is a huge company with a lot of cash. I think they should get into Bitcoin. I think these are going to be the new mega players in the sovereign states and the sovereign wealth funds who are going to start buying big into Bitcoin. So it's this new era. And we're going to head into the big reset. In one corner will be fiat money. In another corner, which includes CBDC, central bank digital currency, that's another fiat money. Another corner will be gold. And then in the other corner will be Bitcoin. So it'll be a showdown between these three forms of money to see who wins. And I think the smart money is on Bitcoin. Certainly fiat money is going to lose.
Bitcoin advocate Max Keiser provides insights into Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency market, and the impending demise of the fiat monetary system. Keiser suggests that BlackRock's influence in 2024 surpasses that of any other institutional investor. While maintaining an optimistic outlook on Bitcoin's price, he underscores the unprecedented nature of the current situation. Keiser highlights significant issues with the SEC's approval of the Spartan Bitcoin ETF, cautioning investors about potential consequences. Bitcoin's current value hovers above $41,500, marking an impressive 83% increase over the past year. Keiser discusses the global collapse of fiat currencies, noting that the dollar will likely be the last to falter. He argues that Bitcoin, free from inflationary pressures and government control, will emerge as a true form of currency. The interview delves into Keiser's Bitcoin predictions and how BlackRock's strategies may contribute to an inevitable financial collapse.
Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to drop your comment and observations in the comment section below. Thanks and enjoy the video.
What's happening is, as you see with Wall Street now coming into Bitcoin with the spot ETFs, Larry Fink decided he wanted to have balls. And over there at Franklin Templeton, they look like they're going down the route, right? Because they're going down the coin route. They're talking about Web3. They've got the out, which is not what we want. We want balls. We don't want in the Bitcoin space. We've got Kathy Woods. She's got balls, right? Which is interesting because she was born with but she's got balls with her ETF ARCB. She's Bitcoin, centric. She understands the Bitcoin philosophy and ethics. So, I stand by my word, Scott. We broke that story, and it's become ever more important. And we should say thank you to Michael Saylor because he did a fantastic job in taking Bitcoin. In my view, he took it out of the gutter because when he appeared on the scene, people were in the world like the Bitcoin Cashes and the Bitcoin's Satoshi Visions and all these other coins and projects and failed nightmares had some agency. People did give them a little bit of play, but when Michael Saylor appeared, and he was so articulate and so brilliant and so aggressive in his Bitcoin position that he really put everybody in the shade, and he did a great job doing that. And he's, I think, really a hero, a Bitcoin hero. We have the collapse of fiat money. I know the fiat money experiment, which is about 300 years old, and then it got very aggressive in the early 1970s in the US when they went off the gold standard. We went on a pure fiat money world. So the results of this are predictably catastrophic, right? The total global debt is just skyrocketing to new highs. The US debt keeps going up. And so we're going to head into the big reset at some point. And in one corner will be fiat money. In another corner, which includes CBDC, central bank digital currency, that's another fiat money. Another corner will be gold. And then in the other corner will be Bitcoin. So it'll be a showdown between these three forms of money to see who wins. And I think the smart money is on Bitcoin. Certainly fiat money is going to lose. I think gold is also in the process of being demonetized by Bitcoin. gold is very sluggish in its price action because of Bitcoin. It's being demonetized by Bitcoin the same way gold demonetized silver. Yep. Gold is being demonetized by Bitcoin. So it's never really going to catch up at this point, and it'll go to effectively to zero against Bitcoin. I mean, there'll still be a price for it, but it'll be effectively zero. Bitcoin triggers public mental breakdowns, nervous breakdowns. Nassim Taleb had a very public nervous breakdown in the face of Bitcoin. Jamie Dimon is having a very public nervous breakdown. If I were the board of JP Morgan, I would be concerned because he seems to be mentally incapacitated and should not be on the board. He should not be running that company. And we see some other examples of executives who, look at Jim Cramer. He's obviously been transformed from being just reliably unpredictable and inconsequential to being an outright publicly melting down clown by Bitcoin, right? So this is what Bitcoin does. It separates the wheat from the chaff. It's a great divider. Bitcoin's not for everybody.
With unwavering zeal for the Bitcoin sphere, Keiser boldly foresees imminent explosive growth on the horizon. He points to BlackRock and other cryptocurrency giants actively embracing this trajectory. Keiser confidently reassures that a long-awaited surge is imminent, particularly in anticipation of the highly awaited 2024 Bitcoin halving event.
It's hard to be first, and I think we have seen that, right? Michael Saylor was first, and I think, also you have to remember that Elon Musk was also involved and put that on his balance sheet, and still has it on I believe it's the Tesla balance sheet from that same period, right after Michael Saylor. So to be fair, he has stuck with his Bitcoin position, most of it, at least on Tesla's balance sheet. And so those two were first. Elon Musk doesn't talk about it as much. He rarely talks about Bitcoin these days. But El Salvador, for a nation state, I think it was, President Bukele is definitely also, like you said, Michael Saylor will go down in history as the best investor, but certainly President Bukele will go down in history as one of the greatest leaders ever in history. So I think you'll see that. And yes, when it's super, super safe and when pretty much the US gives the go ahead, then other countries will follow, because it is very difficult to stand up against the humiliation. Michael Saylor did, right? As you said, people were mocking him. Many people were mocking him as it kept on going down and down and down. The same thing happened with El Salvador. We were here. We've been working for President Bukele, and we know what it was like to withstand all of not only the media, but the international institutions who were expressed concern about El Salvador and things like that. So I think most people, that famous video of the leader goes out there and dances, and then it takes a while of being out there looking like a fool, and then the second one comes and dances with the first leader, and then a whole crowd comes. So I think there will be a second follower to El Salvador soon, I feel, in the next 18 months, because this bull market usually drives that sort of adoption at the high level. So I think there's going to be another smaller country like El Salvador. El Salvador is almost like a city state, right? So it's 6.5 million people here. That's smaller than New York City. So I think you'll have a similarly, like maybe a little bit bigger, but it'll still be relatively small country do the same.
Keiser confronts the traditional macroeconomic indicators, contending that they are often manipulated to craft specific narratives. Metrics like labor statistics and inflation figures, he argues, are selectively measured to yield desired outcomes rather than accurately reflecting the economy's true state. In this context, Bitcoin emerges as an alternative, immune to the manipulative forces of conventional economic metrics. Keiser also points out that established corporate giants such as Apple, Amazon, and Google are poised to swiftly amass significant quantities of Bitcoin through a spot ETF, leveraging their long-standing relationships to bypass cumbersome procurement processes. This disparity underscores the transformative potential of cryptocurrencies. In the realm of traditional finance, Michael Saylor emphasizes the importance of embracing digital currencies, citing the rapidly changing economic landscape. He urges investors to capitalize on Bitcoin's potential to secure a more prosperous financial future. What are your thoughts on Max Keiser's latest interview and his Bitcoin prediction for 2024? Share your thoughts below. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.